Hello. Welcome to Worthy Wednesday, good people. I am so happy to see you on Worthy Wednesday. I am thankful that it's November, but I'm going to tell you right now, I am not thankful that the weather has been a little chilly. Okay, honestly, worthy women, I know I should not complain at all. Hey, Kima. Hi, Dr. Aisha. Hey, Karen Nash Whitaker. What up, girl? And I know that I should never, ever complain about the weather in Arizona because usually 329 days out of 365, the weather is spectacular. And I absolutely love it. But there are times when the temperature has the audacity to drop. And I literally get upset. Worthy women, listen. I know I probably need to work on that, and I should, but I just really don't understand when the weather changes. It's not my favorite thing. So I don't like that at all. What's up, Melba? So I don't like that at all. All right, so let's talk about the elephant in the room right now, shall we? Y'all, I am in my car right now. I have been working part-time during the holiday season, and I was not going to make it to my house in time. And so I pulled over in the parking lot of a grocery store because nothing is going to stop me from being on time for Worthy Wednesday, even working. And so I had to make a choice. Either I try to speed home, and I was still about 35 minutes away. It said I'd get there at 6:02. I was like, not gonna risk it. So tonight I'm doing Worthy Wednesday from my car, people. Y'all know how I do. So anyway, I'm so happy to see you. First of all, I want to celebrate all of our veterans who are worthy women in this group. I know that we have veterans that are in this group, so congratulations to you all. Thank you for your service. My dad served forever, and I feel like it was just a part of our life for so long. I really don't know what it's like not to be a part of the military or have military people in your family. So it's totally normal for me. And so when I meet people that don't have any affiliation, it's always interesting because I think, well, aren't you used to that stuff? So anyway, happy Veterans Day to all of us. Well, not me, sorry. All of you all, worthy women who are veterans. We certainly couldn't do and experience some of the freedoms that we have without veterans. So I am truly, truly thankful for veterans and my own dad. Believe that. My own daddy is a veteran. So worthy women, today is November the 11th, 2020. I want y'all to know that I'm counting the days until my baby gets to come home for Thanksgiving, and then for Christmas, because they don't have to go back until January. I am uber thankful for that, y'all. I am uber thankful. Also, I'm thankful for turkey. I love turkey sandwiches and salad. Anyway, I could jibber jabber on forever, but I want to get to work tonight, worthy women. And I feel like this is something that I am actually dealing with right now. And so I thought it would be appropriate for me to share with you how I think I'm doing with it. I don't know if I'm doing well. Y'all could let me know if I'm doing well. But tonight I want to talk about help, because I need some help. You know, one of the hardest things for me is to ask for help, primarily because I am literally a control freak. Belinda, hey girl, hey. I am totally a control freak, and what that means for most people is I am going to always be in charge of every group project. I am always going to be in charge of giving the presentation to the class. I am always going to be the spokesperson, and technically, I mean, for most of my life, that's always worked out. Like, no one's ever fought me to be in charge of a project. No one's ever fought me to be the leader. So I think that's probably helped me become a little bit more of a control freak. However, I don't want to talk about that because I don't. We've already talked about control. But tonight I wanted to focus on help. I think it's so critical to know that everybody, at certain times in our lives, we are going to need someone else to help us. I think it's terrible that the stigma that we put on help is if someone helps you, then you're weak, or you're incapable of completing the task, or you don't have the skill, or you don't have the knowledge in order to be effective in that particular area of your life. And I feel like help gets a negative connotation. The first thing I thought about when I was really thinking about this is there's a movie called The Help. And in that sense, the help is someone that is assigned or tasked to keep my house clean, to take care of my children, to do all of the tasks that I wouldn't necessarily take time to do in my life or make it a priority. And that person is looked down upon. And I was like, that is a no. That is a no. But then I thought about, why is it so difficult? And I'm not going to talk about y'all tonight. I'm just talking about me. Okay. Why is it so difficult for Karee to ask for help? And the first thing I thought about was because I don't want anyone to help me. Okay, y'all pray for me because I'm serious. The second thing I thought about is, y'all, I don't like to ask someone to help me, and then when they start helping me, I don't like what they're doing. Wait, has that ever happened to anybody? Let me raise my hand for myself. Because have you ever asked someone to help you, and then they start helping you, and you go, is this what you were going to do? Wait, is that what you meant? And then, I can't talk about y'all, but I can talk about me and say, that's exactly what I do to people who offer their help to me. And listen, worthy women, I know that that is a terrible, absolutely terrible trait to have. But because I always want to control something, I find myself not being willing to openly take help that is being given to me. And y'all, for like a month, I've really been trying to figure out, how do I get better at that? Now, listen, I'm going to tell y'all a little story about Melanie. She is a worthy woman in this group, and we kind of grew up together back in New Mexico. And that girl is a helper. Do you hear me? She would help your dog if your dog was injured. She is a phenomenal helper. And I think at times, like, I took for granted some of the things that she did with the youth at church, or with Gianna, or with Anaje, because that's just her lane. Like, she is a helper. But if it came to me to turn around and help, I was like, well, how much longer are we going to be here, Melba? Are we meeting again on Tuesday to discuss that? What do you mean we have to come on Thursday night to get that in order? I did not want to extend the same level of excellence of help to her, because I felt like, well, she's great at helping. Why does she need me to help her? Okay, y'all gotta pray. Y'all gotta pray for me, okay? Because I literally thought to myself, I have got to get my life in the area of help. Like, if it's an emergency, I can say, I need help. I can't get this, I can't get this drawer open, or I can't get this jar open, or the tire blew up. I need help. Anything that I believe that is beyond my level of expertise, I don't mind asking for help, because the reason why I'm really asking you to help me is because I want to learn how to do it. Hello. So I don't need your help anymore. Y'all pray for me, because that is terrible. But help is not designed to be a mechanism where you isolate yourself from other people. There's a scripture in the Bible that says, I will lift my eyes to the hills from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. And I thought to myself, yeah, I don't really have time to look for the Lord to help me in certain areas. I don't know if y'all do, but my patience is at zero. When I need something executed, waiting for the help to come is something that I am uninterested in. I don't know, you guys, if you've ever been on a date, if you've ever been in a relationship, when you ask your significant other to help you do something and they don't move at the speed that you want them to move, do you ever just say, I don't want you to help me no more? Karee is guilty. I'm like, dude, if I knew you were going to take 45 minutes to come over here and help me, I literally would have never asked you. I just would have done it myself. And I think this is why I am actually struggling with help because it requires me to be dependent on someone else. Listen, worthy women, I don't know if you recognize, especially those of us that really walk with the Lord, when we need help, we oftentimes want the Lord to help us on our timetable. God, I need that money by November 15th, okay? I need the help on November 12th. And if he doesn't move the day that we say or the time that we say, we feel like, well, he didn't help us. See, God, I had to do it all by myself because you didn't come help me. You didn't help me get this assignment. You didn't help me get this job. You didn't help me get the money. I had to call Brother Leroy and do all these things. And I realized that help requires a certain amount of surrender. Okay, so y'all already know that I struggle in that area just a little bit. I would never say that y'all struggle, but I do personally. So I've had to make a lot of decisions where either I didn't get to do what I really wanted to do, or I just said that was out of my range of expertise, and that's why I didn't get it done. Even though the truth is, y'all, I just didn't want to ask for help. Not because I didn't need the help, but because I didn't want to wait. Is anybody guilty of not waiting? Okay. I know it's just me. So listen, worthy women, this is why I love y'all, because I can just tell you about me and y'all can laugh at me and I just laugh at myself. So I went to the dictionary tonight because I felt like it was important for us to kind of understand what help really means. And then I'm going to tell you how you can start helping yourself by accepting help. So help says it is to give assistance or support. That makes sense, okay? If you were in the hospital and you just had surgery, or you just had a baby, or you were in an accident, nurses, physical therapists, doctors come, they help you. They give you assistance, whether that's getting out of the bed, getting ready for physical therapy, helping you take a shower. They give assistance and they provide you support. That means the strength that you have isn't quite enough to accomplish the task. So someone helps you. That means they give you that assistance. They support you so you can get the task done. Here's something that really struck me about that. Isn't it funny in life? We say it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to change a community. It takes a village of great teachers to teach and educate the future generations. But sometimes we neglect the assistance that the village provides. We think that because we're in the village that we're doing everything, but we neglect to recognize that it was my neighbor who picked my baby up after school when I couldn't get off in time. It was her grandparents that made sure she had dinner and she got her homework done when I was late from work. It was my sister who took care of Gianna when I couldn't be there. See, the village offers help. They gave me assistance and they gave me support. So it made my job easier and it made me appear more efficient than I actually was. See, because help oftentimes, worthy women, is invisible. Oh my God. I realize that there are people in my life that y'all will never know about them, but they've helped me accomplish things in my life that I never would have been able to accomplish unless they had given me their assistance and support, because they helped me. So help also means to make something more pleasant or bearable. Now, the only example I want to give for that right now is when you have a baby. Y'all, when you go to labor, and for those of you young worthy women that you haven't crossed that threshold, God bless you. I'll be praying for you when you get there. But for those of us who have walked that path just slightly, when you get into labor, you know, there's a lot of people in that particular delivery room that are trying to make your experience, number one, more pleasant, and number two, certainly the most important thing, more bearable. But here's the reality. When you're delivering a baby, you need all the help you can get. because there's so much responsibility and there are so many moving parts as your body is doing what God ordained it to do, to birth a child into the world. And those key personnel are there to help that experience be more pleasant. They make sure you have enough pillows. They make sure you have enough ice chips. They make sure that the baby's heart is beating well and on time. They make sure that the doctor's there. They make sure that you have everything you need. So that way, when you get to the point that the baby's crying and you're pushing and the baby comes out, they have everything there to make that experience pleasant. It's funny because in the moment of the height of pain, when you're pushing and the baby comes out, then at that same climax, there's a moment of just like, you're like, whoa, we made it. And then you get so excited because that entire experience was easier for you because you had people there to help you. They made it more bearable. They made it more pleasant. They made you remember what's the end goal in the moment, Karee. And I was like, oh, I get to have Gianna. Okay, that was epic. It's funny to me, worthy women, how help creates a better experience for the person that's not only receiving the help, but the person that's giving the help too. It creates a better experience overall. Funny how that works out, huh? Okay, but here's the definition that I really want to talk about for the next few minutes. Help also means to further the advancement of. See, when somebody helps you from one place to the next, from one stage to the next, from one area to the next, they are furthering you. They are advancing you. And here's what I really want you to understand when someone helps you and it is to your advancement. Not only are you more skilled, only are you more qualified, not only are you ready, not only are you prepared, but you are also able to teach someone else because of the help that you receive. But worthy women, here's what got me about advancement. When someone helps me and I advance further, how many times have I actually turned around to help somebody else further advance? See, oftentimes what happens when we say we need help, we mean I only want to be the one that benefits from the help from my village, from my family, from my coworkers, from my girlfriends, and I want to get further along. I want to be advanced from where I am now to the next place that I want to be. And then I just want to say, thank you for helping me. Has anybody ever received help in one area of their life, but never looked back to see how you could further advance the next worthy woman or the next worthy young woman into the next place that they needed to be, because you thought to yourself, well, the help was strictly for me. It wasn't for everybody else. I made the decision to ask for help. So then why should I turn around and be willing to give help to somebody else when they haven't asked? And then I thought to myself, that's the answer, Karee. What we do, and I don't mean y'all, worthy women, I mean me. Sometimes I am guilty of asking for help, and that help furthers me. I become more advanced. I become more skilled. I become more capable. I become more loving and honorable. But then I don't turn around and help my other worthy woman because I said, well, if they need help, they should ask. Okay, I know y'all have never done that. Have you taken the same help that you've been given, the same grace, the same mercy, the same extension in circumstances? Have you ever taken those things and said, I'm not helping them. They didn't ask me for help. Have you ever just thought to yourself that you were such the bomb at that moment after the help of others had advanced you beyond where they were, and said to yourself, when you turned around and saw somebody that needed help, have you ever just said, I'm not helping them unless they ask me? I'm going to just do a sidebar right here. Perhaps the reason why we do that, worthy women, and maybe y'all don't do it, maybe just me, but the reason that I am guilty of doing that is because I don't want people to be better than me. I don't want someone to advance further than me. I don't want to turn around and give the help to somebody else that could propel them forward, because then I'm not where they are. And then the help that I gave them, it didn't support me. It supported them to go on to their destiny. But because I didn't want them to go on to their destiny, now I'm mad that I helped them. Have y'all ever been mad because you helped somebody? Listen, have you ever helped somebody and then they go out and do it and it's so good and you just think to yourself, oh my God, I am the bomb. And then you realize, oh, they didn't do that for me. They did that for themselves. And now I look like Boo-Boo the Fool because I'm still standing over here and they're way over there further advanced than me. And then I thought to myself, is that why I don't ask people to help me? Because I don't want anyone to be ahead of me? Because I don't want anyone to exceed a place of weakness that I really need to develop. But because I don't want to put the time in, I'd rather not help them, because it might actually expose the area that I'm weak in. I don't know if y'all, worthy women, like this for me is really hitting me, because I have often said that the reason why I don't help people is because they don't listen. But that's not entirely true. It's about 80% true that people don't listen when they ask for help. But I believe, for me, and I'm only talking about me, I believe the real reason why I don't want to help people is because I don't want them to think that I'm weak. Okay, first of all, I had to slap myself and say, Kari, get your whole life together right now. How can you selfishly say that you love God first and then that you love people and you want to help people, but you don't want to help people because you don't want to expose any weakness in your life? And then I said, well, isn't that what makes me human? And then the part of me that's in a control freak said, absolutely not. That makes you weak. So I said to myself, is the reason why I don't help people is because I think they're beneath me and because they are weak. And I want them to stay there, because if I help them, I could further advance them, and then I'm the one that's looking weak. Now, worthy women, I don't know if y'all have ever had to deal with that, but I literally deal with that quite often. And the wrestle that I have with myself is how hard is it for me to want to offer help to someone else when I know that they're struggling, when I know that they need it, without any thought of how that benefits me? Because see, when you genuinely help someone, whatever the benefit is to you is of no consequence, because your objective is to help them by giving them assistance or support, to make that moment of tightness bearable, to make it more pleasant, and to further advance them in their life. So, worthy women, I said to myself, I said, well, listen, y'all, I really need some help. And I said, how do I get myself to stop overthinking and overanalyzing and honestly telling the truth and making myself approachable, that if some other worthy woman, someone I know or even someone I don't know, asks me for help, I have no other agenda but to make myself of service to them. Because here's the reality: when you help somebody else, you really help yourself. Because whatever that particular person might be going through, you're going to learn something about life. You're going to learn something about yourself that you didn't know. And the only reason why you know that now is because you helped somebody else and you offered your assistance and support to help somebody else live a little bit better. So there are 3 things that I think are critical for me. And perhaps you might find them just as critical for you, because I need some help. So number 1, admit that you need help. Okay, the first thing I wrote when I was studying was, no ma'am. Okay, if you need something, my mom used to tell me all the time, I'm not a mind reader. If you need something, you better open your mouth and tell me what you need. I don't know what you need unless you say it. I don't know what you need unless you're willing to take, for me, I think it's a little bit of pride, where I don't want to admit that I need help in an area where I thought I had a master's degree in, but I realize I don't even have my diploma in that area yet. So number 1 is you have to admit. That means I have to openly say, not just to other people. Let me just break it down. You need to admit to yourself first that you need help. Listen, worthy women, now, this can be in the most simplest of things. If you can't cook, just admit that you can't cook. Just tell people, I need help. I can't cook. Listen, we're not going to shame you. I understand that. Not everybody can throw down, and I'm fine with that. But if you know how to take me to a good restaurant, God bless you, because I want to go. But don't take me to your house and say you're going to cook me something and you can't boil water. It is a no for me. So if you need help, number 1, worthy women, you need to admit that you need help. Because when you admit that you need help, that creates an open door. Now, for just 10 seconds, I want to talk to those of us that say that we love the Lord and we are Christ followers and believers. This is the hardest thing to do when it comes to prayer. Sometimes when we pray, we don't want to admit that we've messed up or that we need help. So we pray around something. Have y'all ever done that? Okay, I could preach a whole sermon on that, but I digress. So if you need help, admit it first. Open your mouth and say, Jesus, I need help. Melanie, I need help. Belinda, I need help. Say that you need help so those that are around you can hear that there is a need, and then they can jump into action to support you so you can get the help, oh my God, that you need. How about that? Number 2, you have to ask for help. Now, let me tell y'all something. Being a teacher and being a parent, we often teach our students and our children, golly, sometimes even employees, if you don't know something, will you please ask me? If you don't know where the restroom is, ask me. If you don't know where the colored pencils are, you can ask me. If you don't know where the potato chips are, just ask me. I thought to myself, well, first of all, why is that so difficult? We ask questions all the time. Hey, Siri, blah, 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 blah. Okay, Google, blah, 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 blah. But we never want to ask questions to the people that can really help us. We want to dance around what we need. Hey, so do you know anyone who's really good with brakes for your car? Yeah, I've been thinking about keeping my maintenance up, and I'm just wondering if you're aware of anybody. Oh yeah, I can recommend 2 or 3 people. Oh, okay, great. But here's what I want to know. Why wouldn't we just say, hey, my brakes are squeaking. Can you recommend somebody? Is it because we don't want people to think that we're less than, or we're inadequate, or we're inferior? But here is a newsflash, worthy women. The only person thinking that is you. You're the only one thinking those negative thoughts about yourself. Because when you really ask for help. That person only hears, I have a need. Will you assist me in meeting the need? Kind of like that's how God does too. When you say, God, I need mercy or grace, he hears the need and he makes provision for you to have what you need. So when you ask for help, don't use any fancy words, worthy women. Just keep it simple. Be honest and tell the truth. And finally, number 3, when you recognize that you need help, you must accept the help once you ask for it. Now, I'm just going to talk about me for about 3 seconds right here. Worthy women, I really have a problem accepting help from people. I mean, once I get over myself and ask for help, then when they come to actually bring the help to me and I have to accept the help that they bring, I really, really have a hard time just letting the help be whatever it is that they're going to provide. What normally happens is when that person comes and they start helping me, I don't accept what they're doing because I don't like it. Now, maybe y'all have never done this, but have you ever asked someone for help and they come and start helping you and then you say, I don't want you to do it like that? I cannot tell you how many times I have asked someone, hey, could you give me a hand with this right quick? And they come over to help me. And when they start doing it, I'm like, no, that's not what I want you to do. And do you know what their response is? Well, you asked me to help you. And I'm like, I know what I asked you, but that is not how I want you to help me. Isn't it funny that we want to tell the person that we've asked for help how to help us? Wait a minute. Woohoo! Wait, have you ever told God how to help you? Okay, maybe not y'all. Me. I said, God, this is what I want you to do. This is how I want you to help me in this situation. I want you to kill them. Then, after you do that, I want you to transfer all the money from their bank account to my account. Then, after you do that, I want you to let me get a promotion at work. I am guilty of accepting help from someone else when I've asked them and then telling them how to help me. But here's the kicker, worthy women. Then I tell them, I don't need your help anymore. Oh my, y'all, this is such a word for me because I have learned that you can turn off people in your village, in your community, people that have a word for you or that love you or that encourage you. You can turn them off and be struggling when you really need help because when you asked them before to come, you decided that how they were helping you is not what you wanted. I don't know about you, worthy women, but when I say accept the help that they bring, I mean, shut your mouth and say thank you. That's what I mean. Okay. That's what I mean. I don't mean you give them a lecture. I don't mean you give them a diagram. I don't even mean that you give them a plan on how you want them to help you execute the problem. I mean, you literally, when they come over to help you, you say, thank you very much. And then you follow their lead. Okay. But if you're like me, that normally doesn't work out. And what happens is that because we turn those people off that came to help us after we asked for help, y'all, we end up being in a situation that was worse than the situation was prior to us needing help. Oh my God, worthy women, here's what I want you to know. We got to stop saying, I need help, if we really don't want people to help us. But if you really open your mouth to say, oh my God, I need help, or can you help me with this, or would you be willing to help me here? What you have to remember is that I am not responsible for how they deliver the support or the assistance, or how they make this more pleasant or bearable, or how this even further advances me. What I am responsible for is accepting the help that they bring. Now, I'm going to give you a caveat. Obviously, I don't want you to ask for help from somebody who cannot help you, number one. And number two, if the help puts you in danger, cut that off immediately. But if you are going to live a life that is fulfilled in the front and the back, on the left and the right, you have to make a decision tonight, worthy women, that asking for help is not a sign of weakness. Asking for help is the greatest sign of surrender. Because when you recognize that there are people who know more than you, and as long as you're alive, you better know that there is always somebody who knows more than you. But when you recognize that asking for help puts you in a posture of surrender, you are saying to that person, I will take your wisdom, your knowledge, your experience, and apply that to my life where I am right now in order to grow, in order to build a bridge so I can become greater. That is when you grow up. And I thought about, that's how it is when you ask the Lord for help. See, some of us, okay, not y'all, me, I try to get on the same level that he's on when I ask for help. But what I've learned is that when I say, God, can you help me? That means that I get into a posture of surrender. However you bring it, whenever you bring it, however you do it, I will accept it. So tonight, worthy women, when you say you need help, or you hear somebody say, I need help, you need to consider three things. Number one, did they admit that they needed something from you that you are already equipped to give? See, people recognize the gifts that are in you. They recognize the love and the concern and the authenticity that are already in you. That's why people come, worthy women, and ask you for help. So if they've admitted that they need help and they've come to your presence, the next thing after they've admitted, then they ask you to help. And then the next thing that you have to do is accept the help. Number one, that you're going to give to them. And number two, they're even helping you and they don't even know it. So listen, when I tell you I need help, I'm not lying. I need it. Okay. I need help in every area of my life because I want to make sure, even in this group, that I have helped. If it's one worthy woman, I'm telling you, I would do it for the rest of my life to help someone come from that place to this place, because they're going to turn around and say, hey girl, I was there too. But let me tell you what helped me make it over. So I need help, y'all. I'm not kidding. Y'all, listen, I need it. So tonight, worthy women, I hope that for the rest of this month, for the rest of this year, and for the rest of your life, you recognize how critical it is and how important it is to be able to say, I need help. And that when you say it, you then are in for one of the greatest blessings and lessons in your life. When you recognize that I can choose to humble myself and surrender myself to a place of not knowing, and recognize that in that place, that is where the greatest growth occurs. So ask yourself tonight, do you need help? And if you do, you better get some. I love y'all so much. Next week, I plan not to be in my car, but we'll see how it goes. Have a great week. I'll see you next week.